So what were the key points that came out of the debate? Well, journalist Peter Dickinson has been following the events and can bring us up to date. Hello to you there. What do you make of, first of all, the stadium debate and then the later debate that was supposed to take place in the studio, but for which only one of the candidates turned up?
Well, the stadium debate was an extraordinary affair. Many people expected Vladimir Zelenskiy to struggle, to appear lightweight alongside Petro Poroshenko. But by most people's verdict, certainly mine as well, that he acquitted himself impressively. He did better than most people expected. He took the fight to Poroshenko. And he was able to put across many of the criticisms that are broadly felt throughout Ukrainian society. So he maintained the upper hand throughout the debate. Although, of course, people now argue, who came out of it better or worse, I don't think that it would be unreasonable to suggest that Poroshenko had scored a great victory, which really he needed to do to have any chance going into the second round on Sunday.
Because he's trailing Mr. Zelensky very far behind in the opinion polls. The fact that Mr. Zelensky didn't show up for that second studio debate, my understanding is that under Ukraine election law, there has to be a debate in a studio. Where does that leave him?
Oh, he may take a slight knock from that, but frankly, I don't think it will be a major issue one way or the other. The legislation does stipulate a debate, but in previous elections it's not happened. It doesn't always happen. It's officially part of the Ukrainian election infrastructure, but the main thing here was always going to be the stadium debate. Zelensky said in advance that was his suggestion to do it in a stadium, and he has said consistently over the past week that he wouldn't be turning up for the studio debate. So I don't think that's a major event in the campaign.
And the fact that a candidate like Mr. Zelensky with no political experience has been able to come from nowhere and become the overwhelming favourite, what does that say about Ukraine?
Well, many people here joke that being a Ukrainian politician is the only job where a lack of experience is a recommendation. I think really what it says is it tells us how terribly discredited the political classes are in Ukraine, how frustrated people are by the lack of change. This is a country that's had 2 revolutions in the last 15 years. It's had a 5-year war, and yet we still have the vast majority of the people at the upper echelons of the political structures are familiar faces who've been around for decades. Poroshenko has been in parliament for 20 years. A number of the other front runners in the election campaign are also old faces. Zelensky has capitalized on that by saying, look, I've got no experience, and that's a good thing. He hasn't tried to hide it or say, well, actually, I'm a genius or I'm brilliant. He said, I haven't got experience, and that's why you should vote for me, because I will be able to take this system down.
Indeed, just 2 days to go until that vote. Peter Dickinson, thank you very much for talking to us here at Euronews.